These are my custom-made Disney shoes. They are 2 canvas sacks that you just put over your feet. And I themed it slightly. It's like a blue version of like a Dumbo theme. I think it's pretty amazing. So I decided to make my own custom Disney shoes. It was something that it was an idea I had for a while, but I never acted on it because I didn't know how to go about doing it. If you're a fan of Disney and you partake in like the fan products out there, Disney shoes are one of them, and they can be pretty expensive. If you go on something like Etsy, they have a lot of handmade, hand-painted Disney canvas sneakers, and they can go anywhere from like $150 to $300 depending on how elaborate they are. And they also range from, you know, ones that are pre-made by whoever's making them to ones that are done off of commission. You know, you ask for a specific type of shoe and they'll make it. I wanted some sort of alternative. You know, I didn't want to spend that much money on shoes. I know some people out there do. I am not one of those people. And I wanted something where I had a little bit more control. And I knew I wasn't going to be artistic enough to like paint my own custom Vans. And I thought, this is the internet. It's the day of the internet. There clearly must be a tool out there for this. And sure enough, there was. In fact, Vans has their own custom shoe tool that allows you to customize all the colors of all of the elements of a shoe. But on top of that, it allows you to upload your own pattern. So I decided, okay, I could make my own Disney pattern, upload it. It won't be like a super fully customized shoe, but that's okay because aesthetically I'm a fan of like more subtle fandom. I didn't want something that was going to be just super in your face. And so just having the front part, which I believe they call the vamp, as customized was enough for me. So I used their tool to create these sneakers. I was originally going to go for a shoe design that used a pattern of all of the icons of the park. So, you know, the Tree of Life and the Eiffel Tower or the Tower of Terror, like stuff like that. I didn't like what I came up with. I mean, I should obviously have mentioned this at the top of the episode. I'm not a designer. I don't know how to do that stuff. I know how to use Photoshop, but I don't have experience with design. And so I knew whatever I came up with wasn't going to be perfect. So for designers out there who are watching, scoffing at these designs, I don't know what to tell you. It's just, I'm an amateur. But I didn't like that design, and I was trying to think of why, and it turned out because I felt like the top of each row of those patterns was too dynamic, and the bottom wasn't dynamic enough at all. It was just a straight line, and so it kind of created this ugly look. And then I was trying to think of how I could solve that, and I was hit with the idea of, why don't I use the Epcot logos? Because the Epcot logos, I love Epcot, and I love old school Epcot, and they're all circular, so that would work. So I just grabbed off the internet like some clip art of all of the Epcot logos. I put them together into this pattern that covered the whole shoe. I used as a backdrop like a very subtle a photo I took of the Spaceship Earth pattern, but like tinted blue, and I made it a shoe. And it was $85, more than I would usually spend on sneakers, but I figured why not? This would be fun to try out. For other people out there who are big into sneakers, that's probably a fraction of what they'd spend. The one problem was I ordered them a little too late, and so they weren't going to be here in time for my Disney trip. So I had them rerouted to the hotel that I was going to be at. And the Vans company, they were really cool about it. They let me change it up. And second day, I ended up getting the shoes. All right, so here they are. These are the custom Vans that I designed on their website and ordered. I wanted them for the Disney trip, but they weren't going to be delivered until I was already on the trip, so I just had it rerouted to the hotel room, which is where we are right now. The color is a lot lighter than I was expecting. Like, the pattern looked closer to the shoelace in front of it, but it ended up being a much lighter blue. But I'm really happy with how the patterns look. They don't seem like too blurry or bleeding into each other, so the printing was nice. I dig them. You know, as I had said in that clip, the blue of the pattern that I uploaded is a lot lighter than I had made it. So when I previewed it on the website itself, the blue of this part here was as vibrant as the blue of these laces. And what I've got is more like of a baby blue. Now, I don't know if making it even more vibrant would allow it to sort of match up when it's printed. I'm not about to spend another $85 to find out, but just a heads up, you know, if you decide to go make your own shoes this way, you're gonna have to keep that in mind. Things might look a little different from what they look like on the website. But overall, I'm really happy with it. The pattern itself is printed really well. It doesn't, you know, bleed too much. I was afraid with something this detailed and this small that it was going to end up looking like too fuzzy, but it doesn't. It looks really clear. And I'm really happy with them because I think from afar, you know, for a Disney fan, they're going to know what those little patterns are, but I think for anyone else, it's just a shoe with a pattern on it. That said, I go through shoes pretty quickly. So these are my new Disney shoes. I'm only going to wear these when I'm at Disney. They'll last me a lot longer that way. I'm really happy with the way they turned out. Maybe I'll make another pair in a year or so with a different pattern. And the coolest part is you could do this too. You know, you don't need a membership or to pay to use this tool. You just go to the Vans website. They have an area for custom shoes. You just play around with it as much as you want. And then if you decide you want the shoe, you buy the shoe. The other cool thing is the shoe pattern and like your customization gets saved as a link. Now, the reason I mention that's cool is because I've had a couple of people ask me where they can get these shoes. And so I put that link in the description below. If you click on it, it should load up and you should be able to buy the shoes. It is not an affiliate program. Vans is not paying me for any of this. I'm just simply sharing the pattern I had made. Although I highly encourage you guys to try and create your own pattern and create your own shoe because I think this could be a really cool, fun way to, you know, show your Disney fandom without, you know, having it be on the nose, so to speak. And because of that link, you could go ahead and share that link in the comments and, you know, we could share Disney shoes with one another. And like I said at the top of the video, if you want to see more stuff like this, check out sites like Etsy where you have really talented artists who are hand painting some shoes like this with Disney patterns, because that is also an option. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Let me know in the comments below, what kind of shoe would you want? Even if you don't make one of your own, would you want an Epcot shoe, a Hollywood Studios, Tower of Terror? Describe your patterns. Maybe somebody will make it for you and you'll get to see what that shoe looks like. You could also let me know on Twitter. I'm @RobPlays. I want to thank you all for watching. Whatever you're doing this week, make the most of it because it makes it that much better. And I'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.